I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.
Indeed, the leading group did not change until the last lap. Before finally disaster happened to Maverick Vinales when he just entered the last lap. Maverick Vinales, who was calm in second position, suddenly made an unusual maneuver. It turned out that the Aprilia RSGP was experiencing technical problems. The Top Gun said he had difficulty shifting gears. He then lifted his leg. Rivola was very upset with his team's mistake, but he considered it part of the race. He also did not hesitate to apologize to Vinales, because the racer had performed extraordinary throughout the weekend. Very disappointed. We don't need to doubt the performance of the bike and Maverick, who rode better in the main race than the sprint, he continued. And here's the rest of the news. Maverick Vinales, the Aprilia rider, failed to get on the podium in the main Portugal 2024 MotoGP race. The Spanish racer was really unlucky because he experienced technical problems on the last lap. The Portuguese MotoGP took place at the Portimão circuit, Portugal, Sunday. Vinales can do a good start. He always sticks to Jorge Martin, who leads the race. Meanwhile, Enea Bastianini completed the third position. Indeed, the leading group did not change until the last lap. Before finally disaster happened to Maverick Vinales when he just entered the last lap. Maverick Vinales, who was calm in second position, suddenly made an unusual maneuver. It turns out that the Aprilia RSGP is experiencing technical problems with the gearbox. The Top Gun said he had difficulty shifting gears. He then lifted his leg. I tried to put sixth gear in, but it didn't go in. So the bike went into neutral gear and I pressed the RPM limiter. I lifted my leg to let Bastianini know I was having problems, Vinales was quoted as saying by Crash.net, Monday, March 25, 2024. A moment later the motorbike was uncontrollable, then experienced a high side. Vinales bounced up from his motorbike. He fell off the track. I kept trying to find gear 6 but couldn't get in. So I tried to move back to gear 2, at turn 1, and when I touched the gas, gear 2 came in and then I had a high side, explained Vinales. The sad thing is that the accident happened just after the last lap. Vinales did not continue the race. Even though in his previous appearance during the sprint race, Vinales could come out as champion. For this result, Vinales failed to gain points. Vinales tried to stay with positive thoughts despite having a pretty complicated weekend. I won't say it's disappointing, but I will say that this might be more attention to improve a little, he said. I really encourage all Aprilia technicians to improve their skills in that area. I think that's important if you want to fight every weekend, especially to win, he added. And in other news, Spaniard Maverick Vinales failed to finish in the Portuguese MotoGP main race on Sunday, 24/3, yesterday. The Aprilia racing rider crashed on the final lap of the first corner, when his bike stalled due to gearbox problems. Vinales entered the first lap on the straight track with a problematic sixth gear, his speed was disrupted and decreased. As a result he went wide at turn 1 and crossed the dirty area of the circuit, the bike high side, and he was thrown down quite hard. I tried to get into sixth gear, but it didn't go in. So the bike went into neutral and I hit the RPM limiter. I put my foot out to let Bastianini understand that I had a problem, Vinales said after the race, as reported by Crash.net. I kept trying to use sixth gear but it didn't work. So I went back to second gear, at turn 1, and when I touched the gas, the gear went into second position and then I had a high side. The bike didn't lock up, Vinales further explained. I wouldn't say it's disappointing, but I would say that it could maybe be a concern to improve the reliability a little bit. I really encourage all Aprilia technicians to improve in that area. I think this is important if you want to fight every weekend, especially to win, he hoped. Without this problem, Vinales has a great chance of victory in Portugal. In other information, Aprilia racing team rider Maverick Vinales is the most desperate in the Portugal 2024 MotoGP race. How could he not? Maverick Vinales failed to finish because he crashed during the last lap of the 2024 Portuguese MotoGP race. Not only failed to finish, the Top Gun even had to lose the third podium in sight and even had to lose the opportunity to fight for the second podium against Enea Bastianini. Though throughout the weekend, Maverick Vinales was a very consistent rider, including with his victory in the sprint. But what is unique is that it was Aprilia who apologized for the crash experienced by the number 12 rider. How come? Aprilia Racing CEO, Massimo Rivola, directly revealed Aprilia's mistake that made Vinales fall. It turns out that there is a technical problem from the motorbike, which has been a complaint of the Italian factory racer since last year. It seems that the gearbox is damaged. It can be seen from the data, and we have removed the gearbox to check it, but we are sure that is the reason, said Rivola, reported by Gridauto.com from Corsetimoto. What is interesting and sad is that he has been having that problem since the next few laps. Maverick didn't have a good race. Even though on paper he can win, he said. Vinales is known to have problems when lowering gears when entering corners. The problem then made the tire grip disappear until finally Vinales went wide and fell in the runoff area. Rivola was very upset with his team's mistake, but he considered it part of the race. He also did not hesitate to apologize to Vinales, because the racer had performed extraordinary throughout the weekend. Very disappointed. We don't need to doubt the performance of the bike and Maverick, who rode better in the main race than the sprint, he continued. Behind the disappointment, Rivola feels there is wisdom because he sees the great potential of the new Aprilia bike. We have been very good and this gives hope for the future. The team understands the key to making it fast. We still have many races and he has the opportunity to demonstrate his abilities, he said.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it